you will have a stronger mindset on semen retention. Guys, I remember when I was not on semen retention, my mindset was weak. Sometimes it was just hard for me to even look somebody in the eye. It's just like my mindset was weak. I was just so low vibrational. I was just so drained. I just didn't have no mental confidence. You're gonna have mental confidence on semen retention. You're gonna have a stronger mindset. Now since I have a stronger mindset, man, life is better. My life is better. You're gonna go after your dreams. You're gonna really do what you really want to do in this life on semen retention when your mindset gets stronger. A lot of you guys, y'all lacking courage, self-courage. This is why a lot of you dudes, care about what other people think about you. This is why a lot of dudes care about what other women, think about them and just people in life in general. But once you develop that strong mindset, you're gonna be comfortable with being yourself. Once you develop that strong mindset on semen retention, that's what it's about. Having a stronger mindset, man. So you can develop that self-love, man. Self-love and a strong mindset, you're gonna go far on this journey. A lot of guys, man, they lacking self-love. They lacking the strong mindset. This is why they've been held back. This is why they can't get ahead. This is why a lot of guys cannot get ahead. They don't have a strong mindset. I remember when I used to have a weak mindset, I also used to, too. When I used to look at comments, this when I first got on semen retention, and I wasn't on it for that long. I was just kind of relapsing. I used to look at comments every now and then. I relapsed, and then eventually I started to take it serious. As you can see in my videos of me keeping tracks of my, my days and my journey. But I used to, when somebody used to comment something negative, in my comment section, I used to try to argue them down. Now, since I've been on semen retention for about a year now, I just hide them from the channel, block them from my channel. Any dude that say something negative, anybody, man or woman, say something negative about my channel, I just delete them and keep pushing. It's just motivation. I'm using that as motivation. But when I had a weak mindset, when I used to release my sexual energy when I wasn't on semen retention, I used to just always be starting, not starting arguments, but always being confrontational, being combative. Now, I got a peace of mind. I just go about my business. You know what I'm saying? I don't argue toe to toe. I just say what I say and that's it. Leave it like that. But you're going to have a stronger mindset on semen retention. You're not going to be afraid to tell these women the truth. Because we as men, we're supposed to be about truth. We're supposed to be about logic. Women are supposed to be about emotions, based on how they feel. So a woman will lie just to feel a certain way, or to manipulate to get her, her way in life. But we as guys, we're supposed to stand on truth. We're supposed to be the logic. But guys, you're gonna have a stronger mindset on semen retention. My mindset is so much stronger now than it ever been. When I was relapsing, my mind was weak. I was so weak mentally because I was low vibrational. Very, very low vibrational mentally, man. It was just killing me. I didn't have no self-motivation, didn't have no mental motivation, no mental drive. None of that. I didn't have no really, good confidence. I wasn't really masculine like I'm supposed to be as a man. But ever since I got on semen retention, man, my masculinity, my testosterone, my self-love, everything went up because my body is healing now. Your body heals on semen retention. Your mind heals on semen retention. I remember when I didn't have no mental clarity. I had so much fog in my brain. I was so confused about life. I did not know where to go with my life. I didn't know what my purpose really was. And then eventually, got on semen retention and I found my purpose. Semen retention, man, will change your mindset. You'll have a stronger mindset. You know, a lot of you guys, man, no, it's just a lot of guys like in general. No, I hope you guys don't semen retention, but a lot of guys that's in general, they have weak mindsets, got low self-esteem. But it's all up here mentally. All up here mentally. Because they keep releasing their sexual energy. Keep draining themselves. Keep destroying themselves. Destroying their masculinity. We're not meant to be doing that as guys. Just destroying our mindsets, man. So many guys, this is why so many guys, man, they get into relationships with women and the woman end up being in control. The man just end up taking the back seat. The woman end up being, you know, the masculine one. She be telling the man what to do in a relationship. She be like more of the logic, but even though she be doing things out of her emotions, but she be like more of the logic, and he be the more of the emotion. Like, because guys, when you releasing your sexual energy, it damages your mind. Your mindset becomes weak. You become very, very weak. I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. You keep busting nuts. You just keep busting nuts. You lowering your sexual energy. You lowering your masculine energy. You're lowering your spiritual frequency, your self-love. You're taking it away from you. You end up feeling sluggish, unmotivated. But guys, man, you're going to have a very, very strong mindset. You're not going to be afraid to look at a woman in her eyes and talk to her. You're not going to be afraid to do that no more. None of that. You know, you're not going to have a shaky voice. You can just speak your piece. It's just going to come out, flow out naturally and calm. And you're going to say stuff out of humility. And just like naturally, everything's going to flow naturally. You're going to be very, very confident, man, with a strong mindset. A lot of guys, they're not that confident. There's a lot of guys out here just not that confident. And it's sad, man. Because they don't know nothing about retaining their sexual energy. Retain your sexual energy, guys. You need it to survive. You need it to live this life. You know, it's very, very important. I'm just so glad that I found semen retention. I'm just so glad that I found this. You know, this ancient spiritual practice. You know, I knew it was some sort of, you know, spiritual thing that you can do, a spiritual practice that you can do that can give you more, that can give you a stronger mindset. I just knew it. But it was just, I didn't have the knowledge. Knowledge is power, guys. Knowledge is power. Now I'm on this journey, man. I have a lot of power that's within me. I have a lot of power that's within me, man. You know, I'm feeling good. How vibrational? I don't feel down. I don't feel out. You know, I'm becoming a better man. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a man. And that's retaining my sexual energy. Retaining your sexual energy is very important, man. It's going to determine your mentality. When you have a weak mindset, you're going to notice a lot of things when you have a weak mindset versus a strong mindset. No, you're going to notice, like when you release that sexual energy, you're going to notice the difference, bro. You're going to notice the difference when you release that sexual energy, bro. Your mindset, like, it changes. Like, it changes, bro. Like, you feel low vibrational. Like, if you release your sexual energy, a lot of it, the next day you're going to wake up feeling like very, very low vibrational. Like you got a hangover. Like you just drunk a whole bottle of Hennessy. I'm just saying. You're going to have a hangover. Like, you're going to feel like you have a hangover, bro. When you release that sexual energy. And it does something to your mindset. You start to think more negative about life. You start to think very, very negative. But guys, I don't want you guys out here thinking negative about life. I want you guys to think positive about life. Because what you think, it attracts positivity in your life. If you think positive, then positive things going to happen. If you think negative, negative things going to happen in your life. I don't want negative things happening in you guys' lives. I want positive things to happen in you guys' lives, man. I think semen retention is the best option, bro. It's the best option for us men. And you learn how to have self-control, mental self-control. That mental self-control is very important. If you have mental self-control, you can have self-control over that urge. No, it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. No, I got control on my urges, man. I got sexual control. This is what I want you guys to have, sexual control. I want you to be in control. I want you to be more logical, not caught up in your feelings. You know, because women, they're mainly caught up in their feelings. Not saying as men that we don't have feelings, but mostly women is more caught up in their feelings. You want to be more logical. So with that mental strength, man, it's going to make you more logical. You're going to have self-control. Guys, man, semen retention, man, it's going to you're going to have a stronger mindset. You're going to stand up for yourself. You're not going to let nobody disrespect you. You're not going to let nobody talk down to you. It's going to morph you into a masculine being, man. Stronger masculine being. But I hope you guys come out of this video, man. Hope this video helps you guys out. It's Coleman.